Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make a Dal Makhani, which is a smoked Dal Makhani, where I'm going to be using a cold smoking method and then giving it that delicious flavor of a smoked Dal Makhani. Very simple to make. I usually make it home style, very different from, maybe not very similar to a restaurant, but very home style, refreshing, packed with flavor and taste. And I'm going to be making it in a pressure cooker, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So without wasting any time, let me just dive right in and show you how to make it. So to begin making the Dal Makhani, the first thing is you have to soak the urad dal, which is the whole urad dal, which is black in color, and the rajma for about 8 hours or overnight. And I took 3/4 cup of urad dal and a 1/4 cup of rajma and then soaked it in water. Okay. My next step is to put everything into the pressure cooker, saute all the masalas and then add the dal and then pressure cook it for a good 35 to 40 minutes until it becomes really soft and well cooked. Okay, so let me get started on that. And to begin, on a preheated pressure cooker, I'm just going to add in some ghee. You can add oil as well, but ghee adds good taste. And to this, I'm going to add in the green chilies, some garlic and ginger. And I'm going to saute the green chili and garlic just for a few seconds until it gets the aromas. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add in the tomatoes and all the remaining masalas and spices, which is I'm going to add bay leaf and some few cinnamon sticks, some turmeric powder, just a little bit. Cumin powder adds great taste to Dal Makhani, and some garam masala, and just a little bit of elaichi powder. I always like to powder my elaichi, peel them, powder it and keep it, and so I have some elaichi powder, just a little bit, and we'll add the salt later. Okay, so I'm going to saute until the tomatoes become nice and mushy and soft. So this will take about 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll wait until then. So notice that the tomatoes have turned mushy at this stage and it's become nice and soft. Just going to go ahead and add in my soaked urad dal and rajma, and we'll give it a stir. We'll have to add salt, and I have to add additional water. Notice that the dals are not completely immersed. You need to have at least 2 inches of water above the level of dals to ensure that it gets completely cooked, because all the water is going to get absorbed. Rajma and the urad dal needs to become really, really soft. We're going to be cooking it for close to about 35-40 minutes, and so which means you'll have a lot of whistles going on. And then after about 5 to 6 whistles, you can turn the heat to low and then simmer for the rest of the time. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some water, and that looks like about right. And now I'm going to cover the pressure cooker and then cook the Dal Makhani dal for about 40 minutes, and we'll wait until then. And after 40 minutes, turn off the heat and allow the pressure to release naturally. And once the pressure releases naturally, we'll open the cooker and then check how it's done. All right. So the pressure is now completely released from the pressure cooker, and I'm ready to open it. And that looks done. So it has a little bit of grainy urad dal there, and what we have to do now is, what I'm going to show you is to actually transfer it into another pan where I'm going to add a little bit of ghee and cream and then simmer it for a good another 15 to 20 minutes to bring out the flavors. Okay, at which time I'm just going to give it a light mash, and in the process while it is simmering, I'm going to show you how to do the cold smoking method, where you can give a nice tandoori flavor, a smoked flavor to the Dal Makhani. So let me just do that. First is to keep this aside and bring in my pan. Okay, and to this I'm going to go ahead and heat my pan, and then once it gets preheated, I'm going to add a little bit of ghee and then the Dal Makhani and then the malai. So into my pan, I'm just going to add a little more ghee and allow it to melt. And I'm going to add in some cumin seeds and allow it to crackle. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in the cooked dal. Okay, into this some cream, which is malai. And we'll stir in the malai. Give it a taste at this stage after you stir in the cream, and check if you need additional salt or a little bit of garam masala, of any other spices that you want, like jeera powder, garam masala and elaichi powder. These are the 3 different things that we add. So now I'm going to simmer this for a good 15-20 minutes until it becomes nice and creamy, and I'm going to take a ladle and then lightly press it down. And so mash up the dal just a little bit so it becomes nice and creamy, and it's your personal choice, but we like it a little mashed, so we're just going to go ahead and mash it up a little bit. Okay, and keep mashing it as it's simmering, and then it'll bring out great taste, a good texture and flavor as well. Okay, so while this is simmering, I'm just going to show you how to do the coal smoking method. So first, take a small piece of coal and place it over the flame, and using tongs, just rest it over the flame for about a few minutes, and then you will notice after a few minutes it starts getting an ash color and also some red spots. So we'll wait for that. It'll take about a minute or so for the coal to become ash in color and get a burning red spot as well. So we'll just wait until then. So notice that the coal is getting an ash color around the edges, and also the few red spots at the edges as well. Just a few more minutes and it'll be done, and I'll show you how to smoke the dal makhani. So the dal has been simmering, and so is my coal, which is getting smoked at the back. So I'm going to put a katori here in a small bowl or a katori in the center of the pan, and I'm going to bring in the coal, put it inside this, and then pour some ghee over it. And the moment I do that, it'll smoke up, and I'll cover the pan so that the smoke sort of circulates inside the pan, and then the dal makhani will get a nice smoked flavor. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Turn off the heat. Put it in the center, and I'm going to add some ghee. And notice the smoke. Just going to cover it and allow the smoke to sort of stay inside the pan, and so that the dal makhani gets the smoke. About 15 to 20 seconds is absolutely good enough. So it's about 30 seconds, and just going to open it, and we'll take out the cup. Remove the cup from the pan. So that's it. It was as simple as that to smoke your dal makhani. You can, it's optional as well. You don't have to smoke it. This particular smoking technique you can do over a lot of vegetables, like if you make bangan bharta, or if you're making tadka dal, which is with tur dal, or even palak paneer for that matter, and it tastes really nice. And if you're making paneer tikka at home and you don't have like a charcoal grill, then you can use the coal smoking method and then get the flavors, tandoori flavors for the paneer tikka, and it tastes really nice. And one last thing that we need to do to add additional flavor to the dal makhani, and if you don't use the coal smoking method, is to add kasuri methi as well, because kasuri methi adds in a great taste and flavor to the dal makhani. And then just give it a stir and allow it to simmer for a few more minutes if you'd like, and then your dal makhani would be ready to be served. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this super simple recipe of how to make dal makhani in a pressure cooker. It's actually very simple. It's just that the cooking times take about 35 to 40 minutes. And once that's done, all you have to do is to smoke it, add some tadka with ghee and cumin seeds, and also the malai, which is absolutely important for that creamy taste of the dal makhani. So do give this recipe a try, and don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because I'll always be looking to hear back from you. And don't forget to take a snapshot of a picture of the dal makhani you made from this recipe and share it across all our social channels. Would love to hear from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.